I think that you should always be, the first thing you got to do is be true to yourself. And if you're true to yourself, you'll find that you're true to those about you and your country and everything.
Ralph W. Hauenstein was indeed true to himself, his country, his church, and his family. He was a true believer. He was a true patriot and war hero. He was a true visionary and entrepreneur. He was a true servant, family man, and friend.
One of the reasons Ralph Hauenstein is an extraordinary individual is that he led in every endeavor he tackled in life.
Ralph was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana in 1912 and moved to Grand Rapids at the age of 12. He became an athlete at Central High School and played football against the future President of the United States, Gerald R. Ford. The two would become lifelong friends. Achieving meaningful friendships and relationships is just one of Ralph Hauenstein's many gifts. His friendship with fellow businessman and philanthropist Peter Cook is legendary in the community. Grand Valley State University President Tom Haas learned about it quickly when he first came to town and was instructed to call both of them. He called Peter first, but had to leave a message.
Well, I didn't realize the friendship and the competition between those two individuals. It was friendly competition because after I talked to Ralph, Peter and I spoke. He said, "Who'd you call first?" And I said, "Well, I called you, but I talked to Ralph first." And so both of them smiled.
He connects with people all across the age span, no matter what their station in life. He just has that ability to show you that you're important. He's glad he's talking to you. He wants to know more about what would make your life better, and he also just has a great sense of humor.
Here is former Grand Valley State University President Mark Murray on the occasion of Ralph receiving an honorary doctorate in 2004.
Ralph Hauenstein is a leading citizen of any geography you want to talk about. The state of Michigan, the United States of America, he is a world citizen. But we're so fortunate that he is here in Grand Rapids and has made a life and made so many contributions here in Grand Rapids. Something that formed all of his values and early decision making was his service in the military.
Ralph went from a newspaper career as the editor of the Grand Rapids Herald to a colonel and the chief of intelligence for the European theater under General Dwight Eisenhower. He was present for the liberation of Paris and was one of the first Americans into the infamous Dachau concentration camp.
The scene was horrible, and it remained for many years, but it also was a decision point in my life.
It's true, these images haunted him always. But his spirit, his optimism were stronger. His war experiences couldn't help but mold his later years, but they never controlled them. At 92 years old, he shared his optimism and wisdom with Grand Valley State University graduates.
I contend that if you are going to be a leader, if you are going to serve your community and your country, then you must not be timid or resigned to come what may. You must take the future into your own hands to the extent that you are able. You must work to turn the odds in your favor. So opportunities are abundant. Don't let gloomy economic news get you down. The news can be turned in your favor. What are needed are courageous, visionary leaders, and I hope that you are one of them.
Ralph certainly was. He had no shortage of courage and vision during and after the war. He became a great philanthropist because following the war, he capitalized on what he had learned in Europe.
He decided that after the war, what was really needed was a way to move food around, basically, because there was such starvation in the world after World War II. So he went very smartly into the import-export business, and he began making machines that could make food products. And he worked with people on 4 different continents to do this. It's a remarkable story. His entrepreneurial prowess, he was a millionaire by the time he was 40 years old, again, without an MBA or any college courses in business.
Ralph started Tri-Continental Trading Company in New York, commuting back and forth to his wife and 3 children in Grand Rapids. That company partnered with others and provided goods and services around the world. His business career flourished. He owned Werner Lahara of Grand Rapids, a food equipment manufacturer that brought Goldfish crackers, Andy's mints, pastas, and windmill cookies to our pantries. Now what? Philanthropy. Ralph supported many causes and organizations. He was a founding board member of the Van Andel Institute. He supported Aquinas College and donated money for a library named for his wife, Grace. He started the Hauenstein Neuroscience Center at St. Mary's Healthcare. And he started the Hauenstein Center for Presidential Studies at Grand Valley State University.
Presidents are always out looking for money for programs. And, Ralph and I become friends. We'd have lunch once in a while, and I was interested to find out what Ralph was interested in. What did he like?
Ralph had said he's seen the worst of leaders in the 20th century, and he now hoped to see the best in leaders through the Hauenstein Center for Presidential Studies and its Cook Leadership Academy.
He was a servant leader in a lot of respects, but he also had courage and vision, and those kind of things are so important for our students to be able to see and to learn from, and to be able to have them have a role model like Colonel Ralph Hauenstein.
He spoke of some of his aspirations for the center during a 2014 videotaping.
Matter of fact, I speak about it all the time, but our center can produce a president one day for the United States. I think it can happen, and I hope it does happen.
Ralph made sure good and, yes, great things happened.
He didn't just write a check and then go vacation in Florida. He took part, and he wanted to meet the students, and he wanted to meet the speakers. And when he walks into a room, he's the rock star. People gravitate to him. They want to talk to him. He loves being able to connect with the people that are attracted to the Hauenstein Center for Presidential Studies.
We have created this space because of his vision. This is one of those areas where he has shared, his treasures, but he has also shared the vision on how important it is to have good leaders for our nation, good leaders for our world, and make it a better place.
His legacy is strong in so many areas. In history, in business, in philanthropy, and in the Catholic Church. He was a convert to the church who took his faith seriously. He was a member of Sarah International, a group dedicated to fostering religious vocations. He was an auditor at the Second Vatican Council and a strong supporter of the church.
He is an individual who has great honor, great integrity. He breathes it every minute of his life.
Ralph's interests are so vast, and all of his areas of leadership reflect this remarkable mind, this engagement with the world, this determination to make a difference for others. The memory of Ralph will continue to exert a very strong muscle in this organization, the way we do things. It's an example for the rest of us.
Ralph Hauenstein, you have lived what philosophers call the good life. You've done so by consistently putting service above self. So let us start with the superlatives that come to mind when our community hears your name: patriotic, courageous, visionary, hardworking, generous, hopeful, and ever young.
Ralph will continue to lead far into the future, and our job is to make sure we do him honor.